on some of the basic things. Now, a code is a guideline which is aimed at improving the governance standards in the country, in the corporate world. And here the corporates are coming to us and saying that half of those things should not happen. Now, I'm painting this picture just to communicate the point that there is something wrong with the way the businesses are being run, are being governed, and the contribution made by them to the exchequer. And we need to think what exactly is wrong and what do we need to do. But before I go to that part, let me just share with you what is the most important role, in my opinion, that the CFOs can play. Now, one would ask, if things are wrong, who's to be blamed? Is it the government's fault, or the regulator's fault, or the business owners, or the CEOs, or the CFOs? Frankly, the responsibility lies on all. But I believe that the highest level of responsibility rests with the regulators, that's us, and with the CFOs, that's the audience sitting here. I think that the corporate world can see a major cultural change in our country if people sitting in this room, because a lot of people from our organization are sitting here also. So the regulators and the accountants are the ones who can bring about this change. What can the CFOs do? What can the accounting profession do? What can the audit profession do? Now, frankly, SECP does not regulate individuals, so we can't go around teaching people not to be greedy. And frankly, businessmen and CEOs are supposed to be greedy, and greed is fine as long as it is satisfied and it is practiced within the boundaries of the law and within the parameters of the ethical values. What we can do is to bring about a cultural change via laws, via enforcement actions, and via structural changes. What role can CFOs play? CFOs, as I said, bring an external perspective and an independent perspective. They are the ones who, in the society, among various institutions that we have today, I believe accounting profession, audit profession, and the CFO community belongs to that part which still has highest level of ethical practices and highest level of international best practices standards being followed. So, this group can bring about that change by educating their business owners, by educating the senior management, and by educating the board of directors about the longer term success which can come to them if they were willing to sacrifice some short term gains. The importance of corporate disclosures, of following the accounting practices properly, following the code of corporate governance, and contributing to the exchequer. These are the factors which CFOs need to communicate to their bosses. And by this education, a major change can come in the corporate world today. Frankly, if you look around the world, how many companies do we know who are global and who are successful, but who are not engaged in highest level of ethical practices? Probably none. In our country, the large business groups, successful companies, respectable organizations, a lot of companies that you guys are working with, most of them, if not all, most of them are following the right level of ethical and accounting practices. This is the realization which needs to come in the business community in our country. Unless that realization comes, unless people give up their thinking of having short-term gains, of trying to find loopholes in the taxation and the accounting laws, things will not change. And we have seen that some of the large business groups in Pakistan, in India, in Asia, and around the world are the ones which started following the highest level of standards from the very beginning. And that's the biggest role that the CFO community can play in our country. And that accountability lies on all of you. Now that's the role of the CFOs. I said that besides the CFOs in the accounting profession, regulator has to take a similar set of responsibility and a similar level of accountability. Let me share with you what are the various measures that we are taking at SECP to achieve this objective, to achieve the cultural change in the Pakistani market, in the Pakistani corporate world. There are a number of things that we are working on, but I would like to share with you 4 initiatives that are in advanced stages or that are something that we are really pushing for. I think the first change that we need is the fiscal measures. In Pakistan, the taxation system is distorted towards tax evasion. That's how the taxation system is structured. Sole proprietors and partnership concerns in our country are taxed at a rate which is lower than the corporate tax rate. For example, a partnership concern is taxed at 25%. A partnership concern does not have to get any audit. They don't have to report anything to the regulators. So why would I want to corporatize myself when I know the moment I corporatize myself, I'll have to pay 35% tax instead of 25%. I'll have to get the audit done, and I will have a regulator watching me constantly. There is no motivation. And as a result, what is happening? Partnerships and sole proprietors are contributing 1% in our taxes. And 1% of the companies, which are 30,000 corporates, are contributing 85% of the taxes, direct taxes. So there's a serious anomaly here, which needs to be fixed. Globally, there are incentives to corporatize themselves. There are incentives to get your accounts audited. And unless we convert the business world in our country to a corporate structure where businesses have to go through audit requirements and there are regulators who are ensuring that businesses are indulging in the right practices, we will not be able to achieve corporate governance. We will not be able to train our people. We will not be able to get taxes for the exchequer. So we need to increase the rate of partnership concerns and reduce the rate on corporations and offer this incentive so that businesses get corporatized. This is one of the major budget proposals that we are giving to FBR. We have studied globally a number of jurisdictions, and in a number of countries, this is the practice which is being followed. Unless the tax rate is reduced on corporates, companies will not corporatize themselves. And once that happens, which is going to happen sooner or later, once that happens, the responsibility and the accountability which lies on your shoulders will increase many-fold, because a number of businesses would want to corporatize themselves. Now, besides the taxation regime, the other thing that we need to work on is what else do we need to corporatize businesses? Now, imagine a world in which every business is either registered or corporatized. Now, that seems like a dream, but frankly, if there were no dreams, there would be no change. A small business, a vegetable shop, a pawn shop, any business in the country which is set up should be at least registered. We need to come up with that sort of a structure, and it is not very difficult. Countries around the world have already done it. If you were living in the West or in our Far Eastern neighboring countries, if you want to do any business, you have to register yourself at some level. Countries have been able to register all the businesses which are present in their societies, and we have not done that. Now, what countries have done is they have made the legislative changes to ensure that this happens, but they have also ensured that the taxation laws, their corporate laws, and their taxation and corporate regulators are business friendly. So we need to think about how do we achieve that, and we can, because a number of countries have. I think the one thing that we really need to focus on to achieve that is to have a new company law. Right now, the Companies Ordinance does not differentiate between various companies. A private company is a private company. Now, we have requirement at SECP that any company which has more than 7.5 million rupee capital, they have to submit accounts. But we need to make it simpler and easier for smaller businesses to corporatize themselves and to operate without any hassle, as long as they are not indulging in any wrongdoing. With that objective, we have started work at SECP on a new company law. We have set up a corporate law review commission in which there are two accountants from also Mr. Suhail Hassan and Mr. Ibrahim Siddharth. There are some lawyers and businessmen. We have set up a dedicated secretariat within SECP, and we hope to come up with the draft company law early next year, and we hope to give it to the Parliament for approval after public consultation before end of 2013. And what we are doing is we have studied 4 laws which have come on the last decade: UK, Australia, New Zealand, and India. And we are trying to include the concepts that have been introduced in the last decade around the world, because the world has changed. The corporate world and the financial world has changed. And as I said, we need to differentiate between companies depending on the sizes. A small business, a tiny business, they should just be registering themselves. They should not be required to file any return, etc., etc. And only businesses beyond a certain size should be required to file return, and only businesses beyond a certain size should be required to get audit done.